So, Wonder Man. Wonder Man is a brand new MCU series we know is on the way from Destin Daniel Cretton, the director of Shang-Chi, is going to be producing this series. And this is something I've been really excited about because it's been described as a comedy, a Hollywood satire, because Simon Williams, he's a washed-up actor, he's a failure in Hollywood, and he, meanwhile, has superpowers. So he's a really cool, interesting character, has huge ties to the West Coast Avengers, Scarlet Witch, Vision, specifically White Vision. So there's a lot that can be done with this series, kind of like a possible spin-off / sequel series to WandaVision. So I've been really excited for this. And, you know, we've been talking about for a while now, since the news first came out, that they officially were doing a Disney Plus series, which at this point, for all we know, could possibly even be, instead of series, maybe just a special presentation like we got with Werewolf by Night. We've been talking about casting. Who is going to get cast as Simon Williams, aka Wonder Man? Now, one of the first things people were talking about is Nathan Fillion, just because Nathan Fillion was originally cast as Wonder Man and was supposed to play the character for a cameo in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. That didn't end up happening. He went on to play the character in the MODOK Hulu series. But then after that, just given the fact that, you know, Nathan Fillion, he's kind of up there in age, probably a little too old for this role now at this point, the big fan cast was Henry Golding. Now, Henry Golding, we haven't heard any official news on, like, him being cast in this role, but what we have heard about is somebody else. So this all started a couple days ago when we got this tweet from Grace Randolph. So Grace Randolph said, "I hear that Marvel has chosen a DCEU actor for Wonder Man, not Henry Cavill. Offers out, we'll see if the deal goes through." So this is interesting because when it comes to DCEU actors in the MCU, we've been talking about that a lot lately, specifically when it comes to Henry Cavill, because there were rumors he was going to be cast as Hyperion for Loki Season 2, and then there was the possibility of this because, I mean, Henry Cavill does look a lot like Simon Williams from the comics. He's a pretty buff dude, so that would have been a pretty cool casting, but not Henry Cavill. So when I first heard this, I had no idea who this could be. Ezra Miller? Yeah, sure. But the only other place my mind went was like Ray Fisher, maybe? But now, a little bit after that, I think like maybe the day after, Screen Geek put out this exclusive report: Yahya Abdul-Mateen II in talks to play Marvel's Wonder Man. So Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, of course, is a really great actor, and he played Black Manta in Aquaman. He was in the Candyman reboot. He's really a fantastic actor. So to have him in the role as Wonder Man, I think would be pretty awesome. I think it'd be actually pretty cool because, you know, nobody was expecting this type of casting. Everybody was expecting, like, you know, a Henry Cavill type, a Nathan Fillion, or Henry Golding. So Yahya Abdul-Mateen is going definitely in a different direction. Obviously, race bending the character, I don't think that really matters too much at all. But I like it. I like it a lot. And, you know, we had, of course, the recent comments from Yahya Abdul-Mateen II about his work on Aquaman 2 as Black Manta, and saying something about, like, working on these comic book films is clown work. And his words were kind of taken out of context there. He wasn't dissing comic book films. He was just talking about how, like, you kind of have to just let loose and just go with the flow, basically. So he's a great actor. And to see him as Wonder Man, I think would be pretty awesome. I think this would be pretty cool, especially because, like I said, Wonder Man, this is going to be a comedic series. He's a very comedic character, and we've never seen Yahya do comedy before. All of his roles have been pretty serious and kind of like, you know, actors' roles, if you will, you know, like Oscar-type movies. You know, obviously minus Aquaman, but that was still a much more serious, darker role for him. So for him to do a comedic character, that would definitely be a change of pace for him. But just watching him in interviews and stuff like that, he's a really funny guy. He's a really fun guy to be around. So to see him actually get to exercise those acting chops, those comedic tones, I think would be pretty awesome. And to get him in the MCU, you know, we've seen it with actors before, balancing both MCU and DCEU, like J.K. Simmons with Commissioner Gordon, and J. Jonah Jameson, along with many other actors as well, Zachary Levi. So it can be done. I don't know how exactly it would work because, you know, especially with how big both of these roles would be, Black Manta and Wonder Man, but I'm down for it. I really like this casting choice. So as Grace Randolph said, the offer has just been put out there to him. If he wants it, he can have it. I'm personally a pretty big fan of the choice, and I do hope that this ends up going through because I think he'd be a pretty good Simon Williams, aka Wonder Man, in the MCU. But anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about this casting rumor of Yahya Abdul-Mateen II as Simon Williams, aka Wonder Man, for the MCU Disney Plus series? So anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video and hit the subscribe button so I can keep up to date on everything that goes on in the Marvel life.